As a man, you should know if your testosterone is high or low. It defines you. But today's low-T culture made it normal to act lazy, nonchalant, and soft. I've got to be real, there's nothing cool about that. And if you follow Glowup Guy, I know you're not trying to be the average man. So I'm exposing 12 secret signs of low testosterone and science-backed hacks to boost it fast, to become more masculine, driven, and alive. Starting with sign 1, scrolling your phone late at night. That bright light is actually messing up your brain chemistry. Here's why. When you view bright light between 11 p.m. to 4 a.m., it suppresses dopamine production in your brain. Dopamine and testosterone are directly linked. Dopamine signals the pituitary gland to release hormones that tell your testes to make more testosterone. So all that late night screen time directly suppresses your testosterone production. Andrew Huberman has great insight on this. In fact, he says it's not just your phone, it's also your TV, laptop, even bright overhead lights. If you're always exposing your eyes to these, it's literally signaling to your body to make less testosterone that exact night. So here's what you do. After 10 p.m, dim your phone all the way down. Use red light mode, or you can even buy blue light blockers. Better yet, just put all your tech away. And if you wake up to use the bathroom, don't turn on any bright overhead lights. Use a dim night light if you have one available. Honestly bro, as a night owl myself, I used to scroll in bed all the time. But once I stopped, I noticed I woke up with way more energy and drive. It's a simple fix. But here's the thing, even if you put your phone away, if you're sleeping for the wrong amount of hours, you're gonna lose 15% of your testosterone in just 1 week. That's because if you're only getting 5 to 6 hours of sleep, your testosterone drops dramatically. And that's not over a month or years, just a week. Studies show that your body produces most of its testosterone during deep sleep, specifically stage 3 and REM sleep. When you're sleep deprived, you're not giving your body time to manufacture testosterone. And if you merge that with the first sign, you won't only delay what time you fall asleep, but significantly reduce your sleep quality. So it's important to get 7 to 9 hours of actual deep sleep. Keep your room cold, dark, and quiet. Make sure you have no screens an hour before bed, and go to bed and wake up at the same time every day. I even use my Whoop to track my sleep. These changes might start off hard, but trust me, after a month or two, you'll notice the improvement. Now, sleep is critical, but sign number 3 is something you're doing every day that's blocking testosterone from even working. In fact, it's sitting in your kitchen right now. If you're storing or heating food in plastic containers containing BPA, you've got to stop. BPA is an anti-androgen, meaning it blocks testosterone from binding to its receptors. Even if your T levels are normal, BPA prevents your body from using it. And when you heat food in plastic, especially when you microwave, you're making it worse, as heat makes microplastics leach into your food. Multiple studies show BPA exposure is linked to lower testosterone, lower sperm count, and even increased risk of certain cancers. So switch to glass or stainless steel containers. Get a stainless steel water bottle and never microwave food in plastic. These toxins add up, so eliminating them today will make such a big difference. But if you're carrying a lot of fat, your own body is literally converting testosterone into estrogen, which is a woman's hormone. This is because fat cells contain an enzyme called aromatase. Aromatase turns testosterone into estrogen. So the more body fat you have, the more testosterone is literally being turned into a female hormone. Studies show that for every 10 pounds of extra fat, your testosterone drops and your estrogen rises. That's why overweight men often have man boobs, low energy, and even a lower sex drive. So you need to get lean. And the best way to do that is through a combination of strength training, which I'll cover later, and managing your diet. Cut out processed foods, reduce sugar, and focus on a whole foods diet containing lean proteins, vegetables, and healthy fats. As well as this, do daily cardio, aiming for 10,000 steps a day. When you get lean, your energy grows, your mood improves, and you just feel more like yourself. That's how you know your testosterone's working properly. But here's where most guys mess up. They cut all fat from their diet thinking it's going to help them get shredded. That's actually a big mistake, because one thing a lot of guys don't know is that testosterone is actually made from cholesterol, and cholesterol comes from dietary fats. What's crazy is that scientists found low-fat diets actually decrease testosterone levels. That's why it's important to have healthy fats from sources like avocados, nuts, natural butters, and fresh fatty fish. These support hormone production, so don't be afraid of them. Just focus on healthy fats and make sure they're part of every meal. Your body needs these to build your hormones. You may even notice faster recovery from workouts and more consistent energy throughout the day. But I'm not done yet, because there's a deficiency that almost every dark-skinned man has, and it's costing you testosterone every single day without you knowing. It's being deficient in vitamin D, and zinc. Us guys, we've got melanin, right? The pigment that gives us our darker skin, but it blocks the absorption of vitamin D from sunlight. So even when we're outside, we absorb way less vitamin D than someone with lighter skin. Vitamin D deficiencies are directly linked to low testosterone, and scientists found that men with adequate vitamin D had significantly higher T levels. But it wasn't just this. Zinc is another one. It's linked in the chemical reactions that create testosterone. Most guys are deficient in this, leading to even lower testosterone. That's why I take between 2,000 to 5,000 units of vitamin D daily, alongside around 15 to 30 milligrams of zinc. I use this and I linked all products below. I also try and get as much sunlight as I can. This is probably one of the easiest fixes on this list. But honestly, supplements are just the tip of the iceberg, because sign 7 is even more important. If you're eating processed foods and sugar, you're gonna spike your insulin, and high insulin from processed carbs directly lowers testosterone production. Chronically high insulin signals your body to stop making testosterone. That's why diabetics and pre-diabetics have low T. Insulin resistance is one of the most common causes of low testosterone men. Limit all processed foods, refined carbs, and sugar. And again, focus on the whole foods to keep your insulin stable. Now, these next few signs are a lot more fundamental. In fact, the way you breathe and how air enters your body is quietly raising cortisol and destroying your testosterone, especially if you're mouth breathing during sleep. Mouth breathing is less efficient. You inhale less oxygen and exhale less carbon dioxide. Over time, this imbalance stresses your body. Nasal breathing, however, optimizes your oxygen intake, which keeps cortisol levels low, allowing testosterone production to stay high. So it's essential to make an effort to consistently breathe through your nose during the day, especially during exercise. At night, if you struggle with nasal breathing, try nasal strips or see a doctor about sleep apnea. If you really focus on only nasal breathing during workouts, it will feel weird at first, but it will lead to better sleep and overall oxygen intake. Alright, so we've covered the internal signs. However, your external environment can either build or kill your testosterone. Let me explain. Research shows competition itself increases your testosterone. In fact, it doesn't matter if you win or lose. Just the act of competing and being around other competitive guys trigger your adrenal glands to release more testosterone. And it makes sense. It's just evolutionary biology. Men who compete for resources, for mates, for status, even when it's just friendly competition, they all have higher T levels. If you're staying at home, not challenging yourself, and not around other driven men, your body has no reason to produce higher testosterone. So you gotta push yourself to be in competitive situations. Join a sports league, train with other guys who push you, set goals and compete against yourself. Surround yourself with masculine, disciplined energy, men who are building, creating, striving to level up and build a life that they want. And bro, if you spend just a day with these people, you watch how your drive will just go through the roof. Honestly, environment is one of the biggest hacks to your self-improvement. But alongside this, sign 10 is just as important. If you're doing cardio before weight training, your testosterone response during that weight session is significantly lower compared to the opposite. This is because cardio depletes energy and spikes your stress hormone cortisol. So when you finish cardio and you're about to lift, your body's already breaking down muscle instead of building it. So I always do heavy compound lifts first, then cardio after or even on a different day. With cardio, make sure you keep this under 75 minutes so you can lift heavier, recover faster, and boost your testosterone. Now, the reason why you want to avoid doing too much cardio is because extended cardio spikes cortisol. So we know we need to limit our cardio and not do it before our weight training, but what's the best cardio to do? I recommend HIIT training or do 20 to 30 second hill sprints with rest. These are incredible testosterone boosting cardio routines. They make you work smarter, not harder. Now, we've covered what not to do, but this next sign might be the biggest natural testosterone boost most guys still ignore. If you're not doing any heavy lifting, especially around 80 to 90% of your 1 rep max, for around 5 to 6 reps, you're missing out. Lifting heavy produces the biggest testosterone spike of any natural method. Compound movements like pull-ups, dips, squats, deadlifts, even bench press, they recruit the most muscle fibers. This forces your body to produce more testosterone to build and repair all that muscle. So really push yourself when you're working out. Focus on the compound lifts, progressive overload, and gradually increase your weight over time. Do this 3 to 4 times a week, and you'll see gains a lot faster, have better sleep, and your body is getting optimized all the way. Remember to check out the free testosterone guide, comment what else you need help with, and check out this video I made specifically for you. Let's keep glowing up.